Hello, listening audience, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 frames per second. My name is RJ, and I'm joined today by the fantastic and wonderful...
Hi.
Oh, you changed your name, I see.
Huh?
The fantastic and wonderful
No, my name isn't that was a reaction. Hi, I'm Gail, otherwise known as Whirl, or Whirlwind Gale, or bitch, or bastard, whatever you want to call me. I'm here. Hi! I have been killed. Thank you, RJ.
Started off great.
Indeed.
Yes, so this one is... Things have happened for a lot of people. There are knockout effects when things happen, because goddammit, not all of us are main characters.
Some of us have to return to normalcy at the end of the day.
Yeah, some of us do return to whence we came. Or from whence we came. Whatever the fuck the quote is. And part of that returning from whence we came is going to get your annual checkup on your colors, because that's something that you should do.
It's important. It helps us make sure that we don't give you the wrong ink type if you need to go and, get an ink donation because you got yourself stabbed.
True. One of these days, someone will drag Decimal kicking and screaming, but this isn't about him today. This is about someone else. This is about a certain Wozard who is very tired and desperately clinging to his title of side character, who has stepped into the building and I think just kind of stopped and stared, because the ECCR is very pretty and very colorful, and being that he's been in Halloween Town for the past few months, where there's color, but it's kind of muted and very noirish, because, Halloween Town.
Very Burton-esque, if you will.
Yeah, he's having to blink stars out of his eyes a little bit, because holy schmuck, it's bright in here.
It's rainbows, motherfucker, aggressively assaulting your face.
Taste the rainbow, motherfucker.
Taste the rainbow, see the rainbow, fucking smell the rainbow. It smells like rainbows in here. You're not sure how that works. You're a little concerned. But it sure do be.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how he is doing.
Sorry, my phone just decided to buzz.
I like that.
Yeah, so does he do, the usual nonsense that you have to do when you go to a doctor? Get checked in, do your paperwork, etc.?
Yeah. To the appreciation of everyone in the building, I think, he has arrived not excessively early, but a good 15 minutes early, as you should do when you're going for medical appointments. So there's plenty of time to check in and get him all booked in and get the paperwork sorted without having to rush him or be rushed, because he's running late.
Oh, there would be plenty of time.
Say again, you cut out?
There would have been plenty of time. Unfortunately, this is the ECCR, and they are, as always, criminally understaffed. So it takes a good 10 of them. It takes a good 10 of those 15 minutes for someone to actually manage to get to the front desk to ring him in. You have
He worked retail. He knows what it's like to have an understaffed establishment. He's absolutely down to wait.
Yeah, so it takes a hot minute, but eventually he gets, one of the younger junior archivists who just runs in and is just like, okay, hi, sorry, I'm back. Do we have anyone who needs to check in right now, or do we still have the same people? You're standing. Do you need to check in?
Yeah, I do. It's
Okay,
fine.
come
I
come
can
over.
wait. Okay, hello.
Hi. Okay. Did you have an appointment or is this a walk-in?
I did have an appointment. Yeah, I made one a couple weeks ago. Lardi is my name.
Okay. Is that PH or F?
That's enough.
All right. Okay. Yep. All right, Mr. Lardy. If you could just up the stairs to the right, second door or down the hall. Dr. Book will be with you shortly. Here's the clipboard with the paperwork. If you could just fill this out. And she just shoves it into his hands, and then there's sort of a bell ringing sound from somewhere upstairs, and she just swears and runs off.
He takes it. Let me roll a d10. Does manage to successfully pull a pen from his hammer space because he always carries one with him because it's just like pens go missing everywhere, dude. um, starts heading up the stairs. He's very good at walking and writing and not bumping into anything. So I think he's just filling out the forms as he heads up the stairs, so it's all nice and done, and he can make this process as easy as possible on Dr. Book.
Yeah. By the way, roll history.
History, okie dokie. That is 12, I think.
Yeah, that should be enough, given that this
yeah,
is...
12.
That should be enough, given that this is your own personal medical information. Fu, you're a monochrome toon, yes?
Yes.
So, that's actually something interesting. The girl who, ran up to the counter, checked to make sure you had an appointment, shoved paperwork in your hands, and told you to get upstairs. She mentioned that you would be working with Dr. Book today, but that's not your archivist. Every different color group among toons has a different archivist within the ECCR. You don't know what Dr. Book supervises usually, but as a monochrome toon, you would usually fall under the care of Dr. Arco Edis. And that's a bit unusual because you had set up your appointment with him, so you're not quite sure why you are being assigned to a different doctor right now.
He thinks this over for all of about 10 seconds and then just goes, yeah, it's probably because they're short-staffed. And resolves not to question it.
Fu, my beloved. Alright, so you get upstairs, you get to the room you were told to wait in. It is your average examination room for a doctor's office. They've got the thing that you're not sure if it's a chair or a bed, but whatever it is, it's not comfortable and it's covered in paper. You've got the countertop in the corner, you've got the two, visitor chairs over off on the side, you've got random checkup equipment on the walls, all that shit. Some random bit of art that probably got brought from the dollar store bargain bin.
Mm-hmm.
Looks vaguely like a bird. Because for some reason, every hospital I've been in, every doctor's office I've been in, there's a random bit of art on the wall that looks like it came from the dollar store and vaguely looks like a bird. There's a cooler with water in there. So what do you do now that you are in this room?
He's gonna hop up onto that chair bed thing and wait.
Excellent. All right. Let me roll to see how long you're waiting. Where's my D10? There it is. Okay, it's not too long. It's about 6 minutes.
Okay.
So 1 minute overtime, not too much. But you hear from outside the door, muffled conversation, muffled, you hear someone talking, and what you actually manage to catch is, look, I'm sorry, they'll have to deal with it on their own. I've got someone else waiting. If you have a problem, take it up with Arco. And that's when the door swings open, and you are met not with your usual doctor, but with who you can only presume is Archivist Paige Turner Book, who is the name on your paperwork. And she looks something like this. Admittedly, a lot less relaxed than she is in this picture, and a lot less smiley because she looks a bit frazzled, looks down at the clipboard in her hands, looks up at you, takes a breath and says, hi, you are Lardi, yes? I'm in the right room?
Yep, that's me.
Alright, cool beans. One moment. And she leans out the door, pulls down on a little sweely-dealy thing next to the door that says, don't enter, room in use currently, closes the door behind her, and then takes a seat in one of those chairs with her clipboard in her lap and says, all right, just to check in, how old are you, Mr. Lardi?
And this is where RJ, go, because I don't know how long it's been in universe since things have happened, so I'm just gonna say 26. He is now 26.
Alright, 26, and when was your birthday?
Months ago.
She notes that down. Looks over some of the records from last year and is just, alright, this all tracks. Okay, so it looks like you're coming in a couple days earlier than you have the last couple years. Are you just trying to get this out of the way a bit faster than usual, or is there something you're concerned over?
No, I just, was just, it's just, he doesn't seem, like, overly concerned about anything in particular. It just kind of awkwardly scratches the back of his neck and goes, kind of forgot the exact day that I usually get this done. Things happened. I don't appreciate being hijacked by the plot, so I was like, I'll just book it for around this time. It should be close enough.
Yep, that tracks. Understandable. My sympathies towards plot shenaniganery. And she kind of sighs and takes a sip of her coffee, sets her mug down on the counter, looks over the clipboard, just, alright, so you're just in for annual color swatch and general checkup, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool beans. I can get that done real quick if you've got something else to do today, so let me just... and she will walk over to one of the cabinets in the corner and just pull out the color swatching tool and just walk back over and says, alright, I usually work, I'll admit, you are not my usual department. I am usually assigned to color shifters, but your usual archivist has decided, apropos of nothing, that today he's going to go out and do some protagonist shit. So...
That's rough, buddy.
You're telling me. I'm the one who has to cover his shift. So, is there a particular swatch that you guys usually start with, or should I just go with the order that I do for my usual patients?
Do what you're used to. Yeah. My colors are pretty similar across the board, so.
Yeah. You're lucky in that regard. I've got one patient who, hundreds of colors. Bless his heart.
There's like a look on his face like, oh my god, what?
And And she just shakes her head. Like I said, color shifters. Alright. Could you put out your arm for me, please?
Oh, yeah. Pulls out his arm.
Alright. And there is the familiar to most toons who are responsible with their health. Slight sting, slight drain feel, almost like, when you go to get your blood drawn, of a little bit of the color that makes up, the color block of his skin, getting zooped up into that little vial that's attached to the swatch tool. She gets the sample, pulls the tool away, gives it a little shake, and says, and, as she's going about the process of, actually swatching out the color on the paper on her clipboard, she tries to strike up conversation with just, so, how have you been lately? Anything interesting in your neck of the woods? I'm sorry, I don't know much about you. Otherwise, I'd be better at asking questions.
It's all good. Got fired from one job after I got swept up in plot. Got swept up in more plot, and then even more plot. But things seem to be calming down now, which is great. I would like to go back to just regular life.
Trust me, hon, I get that. And she does, move on, taking the swatches from, his hair and whatnot as they chat. And she kind of, as she's, doing the colors out on the paper, is just, hopefully it's at least, not super traumatizing?
I mean, I got hit full in the face with a cheese vault, running at full speed. That wasn't great.
A cheese vault? Like a safe?
You know what? He's gonna use prestidigitation to just create an image of the cheese vault. It's like the size of a large building. A little bit bigger than the ECR. A little bit bigger than the ECR.
She takes off her glasses, rubs them off on her sleeve, puts them back on, squints at it, and is just, what? You know what? Fair enough. Did you break anything? I mean, you're standing in front, or sitting in front of me, not standing, but I assume you got any injuries as a result of that treated? Should we do a check on that as well?
He just kind of chuckles and then just wiggles one arm like it's made of paper. Rubber hose, I bounce back pretty quick.
Yeah, you guys have that advantage, right? And she nods and, kind of gestures real quick and says, alright, can you do me a favor and, tip your head back and look up at the ceiling, please?
Sure. Does so.
Alright,
Do I need me to take my glasses off, or?
Oh, yeah, that would probably be helpful. I forget that they're not part of your eyes like they are for me.
Takes his glasses off, puts them in a pocket, tips his head back again.
Alright, this is the part everyone hates. Just one sec. And you get poked in the eye.
Ow.
Yep.
That was a wisdom save to see if he managed to bite back the yelp. He rolled a 2, -1.
Nope, you definitely ow at that. Yep, sorry about that. The eyes are always a bitch.
Oh, good.
She then sits down, looks over the sheets. She has, your color swatch card from this year and the one from last year, and she's looking between them, and she squints and frowns, and hang on a sec. flips through, finds the one from the year before. Uh, hmm. Okay.
All right.
Um, hmm. Well, I'm not sure. And I'm aware that's not something anyone ever wants to hear from a doctor, but she kind of bites at her lip for a minute and squints at these. From where you're sitting, she's squinting at what looks like two perfectly identical color swatches, and she frowns and um, holds them up next to each other and squints and is like, "Yeah, these are different."
I'm gonna assume you're seeing something I'm not.
Uh, you train your eyes really hard when you do this job. See here? And she walks over to you and shows you the two cards. And she's pointing to the sample of your eye color from last year and the sample of your eye color from this year. Last year, your eye color was in the red color group. This year, it's in the yellow color group, and that usually wouldn't be anything major. Usually we just chalk that up to, sometimes as toons get older, our ink or our paint or our colors, they'll change quality or they'll change chemical makeup as we get older, just as a result of aging. But you've been fairly consistent for the past, for the past several years, and this is the first major divergence that we've seen in your color palette that hasn't been caused by, a temporary passing virus. Do you have any idea where this could be sourced in?
Uh, I thought they cured that.
Cured.
Yeah, so you remember when I said I got caught up in plot? Part of that plot was to go rescue someone. But the someone was being held by a powerful guy who sent us on a fetch quest to go get someone else. But that someone else was, you know what, it's a long story. But I kind of got cursed, I think, or something. And it made my eyes go, well, my eyes didn't really go yellow. It was mostly and he gestures to, like, the white glint. That went yellow. Cause you can't really tell the yellow and the black. Except you can, apparently. I thought they fixed that. I was told they fixed that.
Okay. She kind of hums at that and is just, all right. That's that's definitely something. Next time, just word to the wise. Next time, tell me that when I come in. When I say, is there anything in particular you've been concerned about? Even if you think it's been cured, you might want to tell, yeah, no, everything's been pretty good. I got myself cursed a couple old weeks ago, but other than that, everything's great.
I didn't think to be concerned about it. They said they cured it. And, I haven't noticed anything different. While I was cursed, I was getting bad nightmares, but they stopped. So.
Okay, that's a good sign. The thing about curses, especially curses that can mess with your design, is that sometimes they can wind up going benign while they've been unmagicked to a certain degree. but with that magic being there and lingering, there's the potential for that kind of thing to come back, / for your body to have a weakness to it, which is bad. And she kind of looks at the vial that she has unscrewed from the swatching device, and she hums and corks that off and says, all right, I'm going to get this sent to our labs and have them do a couple tests to make sure there's nothing to basically to make sure, you don't have any MTDs.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you wanna roll medicine on him.
Yeah. As she's doing that, she is gonna just ask, is there, anything else that you didn't think to mention?
I mean, I polymorph myself on the regular, but I'm a transmutation wizard, so that's fairly normal.
Yeah, that one shouldn't be too concerning unless he, starts sprouting feathers out of your skin. We had a guy come in with that a couple weeks ago, which was a nightmare to figure out. Don't overuse that spell if you're not used to it, but alright, she's got an 18 on medicine.
Okay, he looks perfectly healthy. As a matter of fact, if you hadn't done the ice watch, you would not have guessed that he had anything wrong with him in the past. As best as you can tell, and you suspect even if you cast magic on him to try and magically identify any diseases or curses in that, he would be 100% clean, 100% clear. This is just some remnant, or like a scar, I guess would be the best analogy.
And she takes note of that and hums, but she's still gonna send that off to, she still goes over to basically what's on the wall is like a pneumatic tube system. And she still marks the sample, sends it off through the tubes to the labs to get tested. And goes through the sheet again and is just like, all right, so we've got your color swatches, we've got that sent off for tests. They should be able to get that back to me relatively quickly, so do you want to wait here or do you want to head home?
I can wait here if it's not going to cause any issues. Don't have anything else to do today.
Alright, yeah, it shouldn't cause too many issues. And she kind of sighs and takes a seat, and you kind of, roll insight.
You want this, man? A roll insight, okay. That 2.
Yeah, that's a 2. Okay. As far as you can tell, this woman has no ulterior motives. Definitely did not invite you to stay until that gets back just to get an excuse to take a short break.
Oof. Kind of scratches the back of his neck and goes, not to be I'll be a dick or anything, but did all of your staff go off to do protagonist shit? Gotta imagine there's usually more people here, right?
There used to be. And she kind of sighs. And she's, writing as she's talking, filling out paperwork for her next patient. And she kind of looks up and says, there used to be a lot more people. We used to have, a full team of archivists plus junior archivists and, a good number of just general researchers, but with how things have been going, the last decade or so, a lot of our folks are either, called off elsewhere, or I've had some of them just straight up fucking die. That's lovely.
Shit.
Yeah, when the country decides to go to shit, it's not good for anyone. Especially not the doctors.
Imagine.
Things have been slowing down lately, but we're still fairly understaffed, and it doesn't help that a lot of people don't quite see the necessity of what we do here right up until, they need to get a fucking ink transplant and someone asks them what their ink type is and they're like, I don't fucking know, red.
I will admit to not being the sharpest crayon in the shed when it comes to common sense, but even I know this is important. Like,
What sucks is I finally got myself an assistant last year, and then he got, taken off to do plot stuff. Because, of course.
that's rough.
Yep. Welcome to the life of being an ECCR archivist. She kind of laughs and says, honestly, if you ever find a way to get the plot to knock it off, please take it here first.
Haven't had anything like that. I'll let you know if I do.
Much appreciated. And she kind of laughs and says, and then she tilts her head and says, you mentioned you lost a job. What were you doing?
I was working retail. I worked in magic item shop in Big Bird's Mini Mall.
Oh.
But, yeah. I mean, it wasn't exactly the best gig anyway. The items were... Well, for short explanation, the shop was Arizon's high-quality goods.
Whenever a store says that they're high quality something, you've got to look at them with a questioning eye.
Yeah. It was, like, part joke, part... I don't know. Most of the clientele was, like, rich assholes who kind of deserved to get their shit wrecked. Anyone who actually genuinely came into the store looking for something good, who wasn't that, I did warn. For a slightly longer explanation, the entire shop was kind of a wild magic zone. So, that was great.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. We had it mostly under control, by which I mean I mostly had it under control because I was the only fucker working there.
Oh, God. You know what? Hats off to you, then.
I mean, it wasn't as high impact as this, so I still hear more impressive.
Nah, this looks crazy, but this is just a lot of paperwork. A lot of paperwork and a lot of running around, grabbing things from downstairs, grabbing things from upstairs, doing different tests, making sure the equipment's clean. It's...
God, I miss that. This is gonna sound obscene, but I miss doing paperwork. I miss that steadiness.
Listen, it's complicated. It's not complicated. It's in-depth, but it's boring.
I can take boring. I'd rather take boring than have to deal with something going off and setting off a fireball in the middle of the shop, or turning me into a potted plant for 20 minutes.
You've been a potted plant?
Wild magic be wildin', yo. Like, at one point I was fairly sure something was gonna try and pull itself through the portal that suddenly manifested in the middle of the shop. I had to beat it back with a broom.
She has to stop and, try really hard not to laugh at that mental image of just this skinny wizard beating something back down into the hells with a broom.
Yeah, literally.
She laughs and says, I'd offer you a job, but I'm sure you've got other prospects lined up. especially if are involved with people who do plot shit. They're usually able to offer much more thrilling and successful prospects.
Don't care. I will take a job here. Listen, Craigery and Ms. Stagehand are perfectly wonderful people. I don't want anything to do with any of their shit. And he is wildly gesticulating as he says this.
Wait, hold up. Not Danthew Craigery.
Yeah?
Oh my god, you have to deal with him?
That's a little harsh. He's a nice guy.
Isn't he a criminal?
He, opens his mouth with, a finger raised, and then slowly closes his mouth again.
Look, all I'm saying is I've read the wanted poster, and people have come here asking for a traceable ink sample.
Okay, the wanted poster is overblown. That's mostly the Wizard Guild being self-aggrandizing dickbags. Yeah, that. Wizard Guild sucks. They're dickheads, and the Gelosity is a wonderful lady, and she's very happy now, and they really need to leave her alone. I hope they have been.
Blink. Just not commenting on that, just... Okay.
Yeah, that was when I got rammed by the Cheese Bolt. Gelosity and Cheese Bolt are now in a relationship, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. And she kind of shakes her head and says, which one of the stagehands are you dealing with, then?
There's... You know what? I'm not surprised that there's more than one. The monkey, Ms. Lynn.
Oh, the detective.
Mm-hmm.
She's been avoiding us for years.
Not it. Immediately throws his hands up like, nope, not getting involved in that.
You keep strange company, Mr. Lardi.
Listen, they came into my shop one day, and then since then, there's not been a dull moment, and I kind of hate it, but I can't hate them for it because they're also dealing with it. At least I got a house out of it.
Did you not have a house before?
After I got fired, I was, just living in a tiny hut. And then Ms. Stagehand found out and was like, here, brought me to a house, and gave me a set of keys.
You were living in a spell that literally just creates a little bubble to protect you from the element. Are you okay?
I'm alright. Like I said, rubber hose. Wiggles his arm again. Bounce back.
I don't care what art style you are, kid. That's concerning. God.
Awkwardly rubs the back of his neck again.
God. You know what? Fuck it. Do you want a job?
Yes.
I can't promise you it'll be anything, fun or interesting, but fuck, it'll keep you out of trouble.
I will take boring, honestly. I would prefer boring.
Awesome. Great. After we get your results back, I'll go up to my office and grab you some application papers. Don't suppose you have any cleric background, do ya?
Not myself, but Arizon was one, and I saw some of the stuff that he did. I am trained in medicine, I taught myself from books and stuff. I care of myself. Acid is not great on the line art.
I don't know how to explain to you that that's not medicine, that's common sense. But okay. You have just baffled this poor woman.
He kind of like awkwardly shrugs again. Point is, I am relatively familiar with the how to care for a toon. Not
right.
not like surgery or anything like that, but like first aid or
Yeah, don't worry
things
about
like that.
that. We're not going to have you doing, mixed media transplants on your first day. Your first day is probably going to roughly wind up being, okay, here's some stuff down in the archive for you to organize. Oh God. And she just puts her head in her hands because, oh fuck, the archive still hasn't been organized since that thief from a couple months ago. No.
I am very down to organize things. Just tell me how to organize it and I'll organize it. I was very good at that.
Yep, that's probably where we'll have to start you off because last year we had or not even last year, 2 years ago. It's been unorganized for 2 years. Good Lord, what are we doing? And she kind of laughs and runs her hands through her hair and she says, roughly 2 years ago, we had a break-in. Someone stole a bunch of colors and left the archive a fucking mess. So now whenever we need to go get a transplant, we have to double and triple check to make sure that everything's, the right ink, the right quality, and hasn't had the air seal popped so it's not gone spoiled.
Yikes, dude.
It's been a nightmare. We've been doing our best, but there is a lot. Any help is appreciated. Can you believe we used to be a proper medical institution that required you to have a medical degree? Now it's just, hey, you know how to fucking organize it? Come help, please.
I mean, to be fair, admin and clerical doesn't take a degree to do. For the actual medical operations, yeah, no, I'm not surprised, but admin and clerical, any schmuck can do that. So I got the focus for it.
And she nods. And at that moment, there's sort of a whoosh. And she looks over and is just, oh, cool. Results are back.
Well, that was a fun sound.
Yep, that's the pneumatic system. They have a little alarm that goes off every time something hits the reception bin. Hang on a minute. And she stands up. I'm going to roll con just for the fun of it because this woman made the mistake of sitting down for 10 minutes when she hasn't slept in 42 hours.
Girl!
17. Okay, there's a little bit of a wobble to her step as she gets up. But she's fine. And she walks over to the pneumatic tubes, pulls out a canister with a bit of paper inside, unrolls it, and says, okay, right, good. Okay, fucking fantastic. Congratulations, you have no MTDs.
Hella. Kind of like slumps in that way that only rubber hose can do before straightening back up again.
You have exactly 0 magic hepatitis.
No. It's just, scarring.
Yeah, it's from what we can tell, it's mostly just the equivalent of a spell scar on your eyeball. Which honestly ain't too bad. Just let us know if it starts any of the following symptoms. Any kind of creeping cold sensation, any of those nightmares you mentioned coming back. And she's just reading through a list of just like any random feelings of getting electrically shocked, any any note that your shading's gotten darker than usual, any of that, just come let us know. We'll get that checked out.
Alrighty.
And if you're lucky, you shouldn't have to have your eyeball replaced.
Yeah, here's hoping.
All right. Well, if you didn't have anything else that you needed to get looked at, if you could just wait in the lobby, I'd say that I'd take the paperwork down to you myself, but I've got another appointment and she checks her watch, 10 minutes. So I better go get set up for that because it's across the building, because of course it is. And she just
he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a stone, holds it out to you. This is my transportation stone. It makes me a little bit faster. Here you go. You can give it back to me at the end of the day.
You know what? Much appreciated, kid. And she accepts it.
You have +10 to your movement speed.
You're already my new favorite. Chifley's gonna be jealous. And she just grins and says, yeah, but seriously, if you can just wait in the waiting room for a bit, I'll have... God, who's on lobby right now? And she, checks something on her wrist, which looks like a watch, but not. It doesn't have any, numbers on it. It has 7 different hands, all pointing to different colored sections of the watch. And she looks at it and says, oh, nice. Julia's on lobby right now. Okay, so Julia will have the paperwork for application ready for you, relatively soon, or as soon as possible, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna go do the thing that I need to do with the thing and the whatnot. And
I'm gonna go wait in the lobby. I'll be here all day, basically. So feel free to take your time.
She salutes, and this is where you two separate.
Yep.
Foo, how are you feeling?
Honestly, he heads down to the lobby, takes a seat, and just goes, that was the wildest 20 minutes of my life, I think.
How was
I got a
the
job
wildest
now.
20 minutes of your life?
Came in to get a medical checkup, walked out with a job.
Listen, comparatively, you've done a lot of other stuff.
That's true, actually.
But yeah, you're sitting for a little while, in the lobby with people coming and going. The fountain in the middle of the room just kind of going bubble, 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 as fountains tend to do. Which you are free to roll religion if you think you want to know what that statue is, but it is not at all necessary.
I'm pretty sure that's a 9.
Yeah, no, you
Double
have no
checking
idea.
his modifier. Yeah, that's a 9.
You have no idea. It's a pretty lady with a nice dress and rainbow hair.
Cool. Goes back to thoroughly ignoring it.
Yep. Eventually,
Pulls out.
Eventually, Junior Archivist Julia does run up to you and just say, hi, Mr. Lardi, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Hi. Paige told me to give you this stuff, the application paperwork. Just so you know, you're more than likely going to have the job by the end of the day. Good luck. And she just hands you the clipboard.
Appreciate it. Good luck to yourself. Takes the paperwork, starts filling it out with the ease of someone who's filled out a lot of paperwork before.
And she looks at that and is just, oh, you're gonna do great with the organizing stuff. Good. We We are so short on people who know how to do paperwork. Look forward to working with you. I gotta go now. They need me down in medicine. Bye! And she runs off.
Just like calls on a bye after her and then continues filling out paperwork.
That just seems to be the general attitude of everyone who works here. It's not even just Paige. It is everyone who works here is just, I would love to sit and chat, but I have so many things to do.
Yeah.
Today's not even a particularly busy day either. Like, you're looking around, there's not really a lot of people here. There's like maybe 2 or 3 people sitting in the waiting room. There hasn't been anyone, rushed in on a gurney or anything. It's been quiet, but there's like 3 whole archivists in the whole building. It's like a hospital that only has 3 doctors.
Yeah, it's rough, dude.
And everyone else is an unpaid intern. Or, well, paid intern. They're not that much of assholes.
Hell yeah. I think he finishes filling out the paperwork and then just quietly waits until things have calmed down. He'll give the paperwork back in at the end of the day once people are less busy. Because like he said, he's got nothing better to do all day, so he's happy to quietly sit and wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you sit and wait, you do a bit of people watching, It's not the most exciting thing. It's about as exciting as sitting in a doctor's office usually is. There's some books on the table if you want to read. Other than that, there's not much going on. But, by the end of the day, sure enough, you hand in the paperwork, and, you're getting ready to leave the building, and before you can leave, there is a tap on your shoulder. Like, you are about to open the door, and there's a tap on your shoulder.
Oh, he turns back around.
So the person who tapped you is not at your eye level. Somehow, the person who tapped you is, like, at the height of your knees.
Turns around, looks. What the? Oh, hi. Sorry. Hello? Can I help?
She's just this little 2-foot tall blue rabbit toon, in the same sort of lab coat that Paige was wearing earlier, and she says, "Hi, you applied for the job today?"
Yeah, I did.
Cool, you start Monday.
Cool.
Be here at 8 o'clock. You'll be working with Dr. Brooke. And she kind of grins and says, "Good luck. Welcome aboard." And you are free to go.
Hella. I'm gonna see if he remembers it. That's a natural 20. He does remember it. He will stick around until he can flag down Paige and get his stone back.
Yeah. God, he's gonna be there for a while then, because she stays a couple hours late after work every day, but eventually she does kind of come down the stairs that sound like piano keys when you step on them. And she's like, "All right, Jack, I'm gonna be heading out. God. Tell Arco next time he needs someone to cover his shift to fucking ask someone not me. Not me. Just not me. I have enough patience of my own." And Jack, who is this, very Burton-esque, Hawson toon, very, corpse bride looking, and is sitting behind the desk. He kind of just nods in understanding and waves goodbye. You get the feeling he doesn't talk much. And Paige starts heading out of the lobby and then blinks because she notices you, and she's just, "Oh, hey, you're still here. Oh shit, right, you're, the stone thingy."
Yep.
Right, sorry about that. I meant to give it back earlier and then I didn't, and I'm sorry. And
That's all good.
she is gonna fumble through her pockets. Where's my D10? Okay, cool. She doesn't accidentally reach into hammer space. She just pulls the stone out of her pocket. And she hands that back to you and she just says, "So, did, did Azura tell you about when you're starting?"
I start on Monday, and I'm shadowing you, apparently.
Oh, fucking fantastic. All right. Oh, I I would offer to take you out to dinner or something to celebrate, but I'm gonna be honest. I have been awake for over 48 hours. I need to go home.
He, like, straight up just fucking opens the door and goes, shoot. Go. Get out of here.
And she just nods and waves and leaves. And, yeah. That is kind of everything I had planned for this FPS.
Yeah, he just kind of, like, laughs quietly and heads out himself, heading over to the portal back to Halloween Town.
Mm-hmm. And, congratulations, Fu. You now have a job.
Legend of Zelda item get sound.
You have acquired job at place. Doing thing. You are an esteemed doer of job at place.
And hey, this guy won't get hijacked by plot for a while.
Hopefully. Alright. But with that, I think that is the end of our FPS today.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everyone, for listening.
Exact same brain cell. I was about to say that too.
Everyone say goodbye to the listeners. Goodbye, listeners!
See ya.